So Eric, one of the strategies that's really catching on for enterprise software is called Composable ERP. And I'd like to talk with you about that, but let's start with a definition. What is Composable ERP?
So a composable ERP is a methodology that people undertake to modernize their ERP platforms by innovating around the edges of the ERP. So you're really looking at what the ERP is good for, which is a really great back-end transactional system of record. But as we want to extend the functionality of that ERP, many people are choosing to use best form fit function-rich software around the ERP that can give them the better business outcomes in a more cost-effective way.
I see. I think one of the first areas where we saw this happen was with CRM, right? That some people were choosing to stop using the CRM that came with their ERP package and go with Salesforce. That really started this trend, I think. Do you see it also happening in other areas?
Other areas, we're seeing people wanting to extend the ERP into industry-based solutions or into AI solutions or getting better, more analytics or predictive analytics and getting those kinds of feature riches that are much more mature than what we're getting out of these monolithic ERP providers.
Yeah, and purpose-built. Human capital management, another area where there's really been some development in that beyond what I think the ERP providers were doing. So why do you think this strategy is taking hold? Why is it catching on?
Well, probably the biggest reason why is for the agility and flexibility that people have when they put a modular-based approach in there like that. It's kind of a hub and spoke, plug and play type of model. So if you decide to pick a Salesforce, for example, and for some reason Salesforce for CRM isn't working out for you anymore and you want to replace it with something else, you can easily just replace that CRM function with something else without having to rip out the entire enterprise because you just want to make that one simple change, which is often the case when you rely on one single monolithic ERP provider for everything. So when you have that modular plug and play, then you have a much more agile way of being able to handle business decisions as needed to move your IT stack in the direction that you want to quickly.
Yeah, I think the agility and flexibility is very, very attractive, but the concept of plug and play probably wasn't so easy before. What are the technologies now that have made that a viable way to manage your whole landscape?
Well, if you think historically, when people have tried to put together a best of breed or best selection type of software landscape, the most common challenges in that is going to be getting the data integrated, right, with one another. And some people have concerns of increasing a cybersecurity attack surface, right? But the beauty about it now is that those problems have been solved. They were very challenging, even 10, 20 years ago. So now with data integration platforms, complete data orchestration layers that are out there now, zero trust security modeling, things that are out there that mitigate the vulnerabilities of those attack surfaces now, those problems have been solved. So now this is really giving customers of these ERP programs the ability to use the best software to get the best outcomes in the most cost-effective way without the challenges that we have historically had.
Yeah, and most vendors are offering microservices that help to stitch these together at points that make sense for each flow in the business.
Sure does.
Yeah, exactly. So let's wrap it up. What recommendations would you have for somebody that's exploring the idea of composable ERP?
I think it's just know the options and start with your business objectives. So if you have a business objective to get X done, look at what it's going to take to do that in your ERP system today and what it's going to take to maybe utilize an extended system on top of that ERP that might get you the same or even better business outcomes for that particular business requirements. And then evaluate what two is going to be the best from an ROI perspective.
That's great. Thanks, Eric.